Around the Bead podcast, tire talk for trucking, mining, agriculture, and more. Your home for fleet solutions, aiming to inform, pioneer, and entertain the tire world in connected industries. Sponsored by East Bay Tire, keeping essential industries moving forward.
Good day and welcome back to Around the Bead podcast. I am Joe Pahanik and I'm joined by my co-host John Holsey. And today we have Cesar Pirir from Klinge, an Australian mining corporation that focuses on training and software. Cesar, welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
So you made a little face there. I said software and training. Tell me more about what Klinge really is.
Oh, wow. Well, Klinge is a company that help their customers with operations, everything related with tire management, basically, from servicing, tracking, or advising and maintenance, everything that is related with tire management. Yeah, we help our customers, but our core is safety.
Top to bottom tire programs, but you're on the training side.
Yes, sir.
So you're based in the United States or you're based in Australia?
I'm based in the United States. It's two of us in the United States, Roy Gallagher and myself. We both live in Greenville, South Carolina.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And you grew up as a tech, is that right?
No.
No?
No. I came to the United States in 2013. Know nothing about tires. And just like another young person in the United States in their 20s, looking for opportunities,
Yeah.
I accept a job in a service provider, in a dealer, and that's how I entered to the tire industry.
So I think that's a little bit what I mean is you start in your 20s, you're looking for a career, and somebody says, let's get you in a truck and have you mountain tires.
Yeah, kind of. I start doing deliveries. I got hired to do deliveries, and then I jumped to the shop, and then from the shop to the truck, and then to the truck to a bigger truck.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the first day you got in a big truck?
I do.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah, my boss have the keys for a brand new boom truck with all the tools, and he says, "I believe in you. I think you can do it." And I say, "Yeah." That's pretty much how That's my personality. I said, yeah, and then I figured it out. And
A boom as in a crane truck.
what's that?
A boom as in a crane truck.
Yeah, the stick boom.
Yeah. A Stellar or FEC?
That was a FAC.
FEC.
The first truck I drove, it was a FAC, Ford FAC.
When you look back on that moment, you think you were ready? No. But that's the same story that in the industry, right? Where somebody needs somebody to run a boom and they go to their most trusted guy and they say, here's the keys. I believe in you.
Unfortunately, that's reality. Yes. There is a misconception that if you are good changing truck tires, you're going to be good doing OTR.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's not the same thing. It's a completely different approach with truck tires. It's constantly is the same hardware, the same setups. With OTR, you have all kind of scenarios all the time, different kind of rims, different situations, different weather. So it's more about planning and having the right mindset when you are working with OTR.
You think it's two different? You just mentioned mindset, and that's where I was going with it. Is you think there's two different mindsets to excel in those positions?
Yes, definitely. OTR is like I just say it, and I say it a lot when I'm doing training with the guys. OTR is all about thinking your way, planning ahead, being focused on what you're doing. When you're working in OTR, you can't think in anything else, because if you start working in automatic, you stop doing your risk assessment while you are working, and you think you can do the same that you did last week in the same vehicle in the same yard, and that can cause a lot of problems because, like I just said, it's not the same thing. Even if it's the same machine, same customer, same yard, different situation. So yeah, it's a different approach, definitely.
So John interviews a lot of technicians and trains managers on interviewing. What cues would you look for when talking to a potential OTR technician versus a truck technician?
Well, to start it, we don't hire tire technicians.
I
So.
know, but you work with them every day. You've been training for a week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So you get to see guys that maybe if it was your truck or it was your customer or you were a customer, that you'd want that technician on the yard or you wouldn't, right?
I think the first question I will ask is, what is their priority? That will be the first question. And the second one I will ask if speed is a measurement of success for the person, and start from there.
So delving into that, you're considering that speed is really what's going to affect safety the most.
Yes, because I just said it. You're not assessing properly every risk we face in our profession.
Do you think that the industry sets the standard that speed is the priority? Based off of customer need, based off of billing practices?
I don't really think so. I think it's a macho situation thing where technicians feel like being fast is the right measurement of success or being a good technician.
Yeah.
When being a good technician is being efficient, fast.
John, where do you think that comes from?
I think he hit the nail on the head. I think, a good technician amongst their peers is, I could do that job better and quicker than you can. And I think in the process, from my viewpoint, I see a lot of steps being missed, especially spending some time with you, Cesar, and watching you train and learning just from watching, steps I used to miss, things I used to take shortcuts on. And, I look back and go, man, I'm lucky I'm here still. And, I had a question for you, when we're talking about your beginnings. Did you have any formal training before you jumped in a boom truck?
No. I did have training soon enough after 4 months of doing the job by myself. I had we have this factor that we call it the Bob factor.
The what?
Bob factor.
Bob?
Yeah, in Klinge we use that a lot to refer to the person that without having the qualifications.
Trained you.
Train the new technicians, right?
Yeah.
So we call it the Bob factor. Poor Bob, but that's what we use. So when I started, I had training by Bob. I honestly didn't felt like I was very safe learning or working with him. And next time I have to do a service, I came to my boss and I say, I think next time I'm going by myself. I feel safer like that. And I jumped to start watching videos in YouTube, and that's how I hurt myself a couple of times. Nothing major, but I did hurt myself until I went to the training with Klinge, and definitely changed my mentality, changed my point of view for the profession, and I learned how to work properly.
So you went to training at Klinge before you went to work for Klinge?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Twice.
Mm-hmm.
See, the dealer where I used to work, they gave me the opportunity. They sent me to the training, and the second time I went to this training, I had a conversation with Roy. I was looking for other opportunities. I was looking for buying a house, and I used to live in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And the market over there is very difficult to buy a house, and so I was looking for options, and that's how the conversation started. And they gave me an opportunity. I'm just a lucky technician. That's all what I am.
I think a lot of technicians would be envious.
Yeah, I think it's a cool job. I'm not gonna lie.
So tell us about what's cool about it, because every time I feel like I'm texting you, you're somewhere around the world. Where do you get to go?
everywhere, where every place, any place in the world where the customer thinks needs us. I've been in Asia. I've been in Kazakhstan, Mongolia. We participate in conventions. I've been in Peru,
Yeah.
in Chile. I've visited Mexico, Argentina, Brazil. Yeah, I travel a lot in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
United States, Canada.
Well, give us a story. What's some of the coolest places you've been?
Huh.
I'm-
Well, I'm gonna say Argentina. I like it a lot. I
Yeah.
was in the it's a mine in the middle of the Patagonia,
Uh-huh.
and
What do they mine?
gold.
Coal?
Gold.
Gold.
Yeah. No, but it's amazing. People over there is super. It's great. We connect like super deep. Roy and myself, we did that training together, and it's just amazing. It's a beautiful place. The fauna over there is walking in the mine. You have, alpacas walking between people and ostriches, and it's pretty cool. The other one is definitely Mongolia. I visited 3 times.
Mongolia is the super mine out there?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, the fact of having more than 3,000 people in the middle of this desert, and being there with them is pretty awesome. Plus, they are very, very nice people too.
Yeah. What do they mine? What kind of equipment?
Gold as well. Oh, they have ultra trucks
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your guys' biggest?
and underground.
And underground. Is that your guys' biggest international demand is for ultra class trucks training?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, we do. We work a lot with really big tires.
So for a lot of those in the United States who don't get to see that, what's that training like? What's different about it than, say, a small quarry equipment?
Well, the differences in that aspect is that in mining, you're always going to have the same setups, same tires, the same equipment.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they have a beautiful shop indoors, same tools, same risks every day, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't change. The terrain it's going to be the same most of the time. When in the small quarries,
Yeah.
it changed. Plus, safety is not regulated to the same level like in big mines. Safety is number one,
Yeah.
and it's super it's very
Self-regulated.
enforced. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of those are some differences that I can think of.
So when you say self-regulated, is there like a tire safety manager that's on site?
Not a
or-
tire safety manager, but they have to have safe work procedures for every single equipment they are working on. They should have a safe work procedure describing step by step what is the process, what are the risks that they are going to manage, identifying risks, and understanding the risk and how they are going to manage them. And once they identify all this, all the technicians that are going to work in that equipment, they will sign and have a plan. That's normally in major mines. It's a standard.
Huh.
So imagine doing all this paperwork before you touch the vehicle. It's
It
different.
Yeah, that is interesting. I think to get there, you'd have to have technicians be certified on a national level, almost like a trade to get it to that point. I think.
No, you know what? Unfortunately, for some reason, or well, at least what we found in some mines is that, just like me, people that is working in a tire shop, they never imagined that they will be working in a tire shop, and a lot of the times, they use both training as well, even in the mine, even having all these regulations. Many times they use both training. You don't know what you don't know. I think sometimes that happens because management doesn't clearly understand what are all the risks that we face when we are servicing tires.
Yeah. Well, how many managers come to your training classes?
That's a good question. I can say that number right now.
Yeah, no, that's good. So you guys do some really hard things within the Kling organization. You guys actually go out and investigate if there's been a potential tire-related death. Is that right?
Yes, not me,
Yeah.
not yet, but I have coworkers that unfortunately it's part of their expertise.
Is that OSHA driven? Is that just companies trying to improve? I mean, what precipitates that?
Yeah, it could be either companies trying to improve, or sometimes it's after, unfortunately, when after an incident happening, yeah, they want to investigate and see why or what happened. We did one, I believe, 2 years ago, where after doing the investigation, we identified that the person will be alive if he would follow the procedure. And very simple things like removing the valve cord to let the air out before you unbolt, right? Not removing the bolts completely when you are starting a dual assembly. Things like that. And unfortunately, it was a fatality. And it's just two simple things that you can do in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That cost his life. Yeah, so unfortunately, we get to see those realities, and we can use that to try to understand where this unsafe mentality comes to try to train the technicians that are studying or we are still on time to change that mindset of, yeah, they say I'm supposed to do this, but Bob did it 25 years and it never happened to him. So I'll be fine, right? So it happens, but the people that unfortunately wasn't lucky enough, they're not around to share their experiences, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that the mining operations tend to seek your services out proactive, or after there's a major incident and then they realize that there's a need for a company like Kling to come in and set a safety program?
I think it depends a lot in the experience of the person that is in management. If they are experienced enough and they understand the value of training and the importance of having trained technicians and how that will elevate safety at their minds, it definitely changed their mentality and they set their priorities. I will say that this is 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Are there conditions which are dangerous but unavoidable?
No, I just said it this week to our technicians.
Yeah.
That our job is not dangerous. There's a lot of risks.
Yeah.
That you need to learn how to manage. And once you manage them, there's nothing to be afraid of, right? For instance, yesterday we worked all day under a articulated truck with the cribbing and the jack, 9 hours with the vehicle, lift and support by mechanical supports, removing, installing. The machine didn't move 1 inch. And then at the end of the day, I asked them, did you felt insecure being around this huge vehicle? And everybody said, no. Yeah, we manage the risk. That's why I keep saying.
You guys didn't use a bottle jack?
No. No. We use a 55 tons. But every single risks we face every single day, there is a way to manage it. And if you can't manage it, you shouldn't be doing the job.
I really like that. I'm going to use that because I think sometimes we do, and I've precipitated it going in and saying, we have a dangerous job. That's probably not a healthy mindset, right? It should be that you can manage, like you're saying, you can manage those risks.
Yeah, no, you can. And if you can, then don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
That has to be the message.
So So that's a challenge that you have in training, is that mindset. What other challenges you face when you've got a group of 12 guys that want to learn tires? Or maybe they don't want to learn tires, they were just sent there.
Yeah, mostly when OTR guys come to the training, they like being OTR guys.
Yeah.
There is plenty of jobs out there that they could be doing. So when they come to the class, it's because they liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I can think in one challenge specifically, because the technicians, when they come to the training, they very not very often they have the opportunity to have training. So when they are sent, they are excited.
Yeah.
They have good attitude. It doesn't matter if they have 20 years or 2 months working with OTR. They are excited. They want to see. Maybe they could be a little bit skeptical. Okay, I know how to do tires. What is this guy going to teach me, right? Yeah. But no, they always come with great attitude. So I think my personal challenge, or our personal challenge is Klinge. All what I do, I learned it from my mentor, which is Roy Gallagher. So our first objective is to help them understand what is the meaning of safety and why it's important.
Is that a challenge to overcome? And people a technician rolls in there and doesn't understand that?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. The challenge that I personally have is for them to leave with that priority as a first thing in their minds. The fact that when they are out there working by themselves and they start looking around because they are about to do something unsafe, they remember why I'm about to do this. And that's what happened to me when I came to this training.
Yeah.
Right? I will remember Roy doing the class, and I'm about to do something unsafe, and asking myself, okay, why I'm going to do that? What's the reason? What's my excuse?
Yeah.
And then reconsidering the action. So that's my personal challenge doing training, right? I would like to believe that we can do that.
What's your why?
My what?
What's
my
your why? Yeah.
My family. Yeah. But we very often forget that, unfortunately. And sometimes it's too late when you realize that that's our why.
So technicians, you say, come in, they often haven't had training. How many technicians have you trained in your career?
It's a good question. I have to say more than 200.
More than 200. How many technicians do you think are in the United States? I'm gonna give you some stats.
I have no idea.
Take a guess.
Well, total population is 300 million in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about OTR or
total tire technicians.
I will say at least 400,000.
That's a pretty good guess. We have it somewhere between 100 and 250,000.
250,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many do you think get formal training? Take a guess. You see more of them probably than anybody else.
So we have 250,000 technicians in the United States. But when you asked me the question, I was thinking in all the technicians around the world.
Uh-huh.
But in the United States, I don't know, maybe I want to believe that 50%.
50%. So I saw a stat the other day from the Tire Industry Association that said that they had certified over 200,000 technicians over the last 30 years.
Wow. So if you break that down, that's
less than 10%.
Less than 10%. Yeah. Closer to 5%. Less than 5%. Wow.
So that's kind of my question for you is Klinge does amazing things, and you're taking guys that are headed into roles that are not dangerous but have more risks, right? And you guys are helping them manage those risks. How do we functionally get from 200,000 over 30 years to 200,000 a year? Because that's what we need to get to.
Yeah.
So I being a bit of a critic or somebody who wants to evolve the industry, we have you, we have Matt White. At 200, if you're doing 200 a year, we need 1,000 more of you. That's wild to think about.
Yeah, I was here making math. Like, how many trainers do you need to achieve that?
I'll just put it out there at 1,000.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a lot.
That's just North America.
That's just North America.
Why do you think such a low number of techs are being, properly trained yearly?
I think our profession is not seen like a special job. I think like it's like mounting a tire is not rocket science. Like putting the tire on the rim and putting the lock ring, anyone can do that. But working safe and doing a proper installation, that's a different thing. So I think the lack of training, it's because they don't believe we need training. People don't believe that there is need a formal training.
You think that comes from more techs, or you think that comes from leadership within the organizations?
I think it could be what I think. This is only what I think. It could be that sometimes people in management have no experience, so they don't see the value in it.
Yeah.
No experience changing tires, right? Because often I feel like when I have customers that they change tires in their times, they do see the value and they don't think twice to send their guys to be trained properly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I have a lot of thoughts on it, but I'll leave it with it puts an emphasis on how few technicians are formally trained, right? If you look at that big pool, the amount of technicians that are going to a mine or a fleet of any size that are professionally trained is a small percentage.
Yes. It's changing. I'm talking about from my perspective. Yes, I would like to have the problem where we have to find the other 999 trainers because we don't have enough, people or force to train the technicians like they should. Unfortunately, that's not the reality.
Yeah. All right, let's switch gears here. Tools. Tools have changed a little bit, not a ton. My first question on tools is electric impacts.
Yes, I love them a lot. Like I unfortunately I left the field before having the opportunity to use one. But when I saw this impact gun that you can set up the torque with your phone, and it's a 1-inch impact gun, and it's lightweight. Batteries are improving every year. I'm a huge believer of that. I really like the technology. We have a situation when a customer underground didn't have enough air pressure because they can't have a compressor underground. It needs to be in the surface, so they bring the air line from the surface.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So for them, having an electric impact gun was huge. It's definitely changing for better.
Yeah. So are there any tools that you feel like are a necessity in trucks, but you don't see them as much as you should? I guess when you go out and train, you bring everything with you, yeah?
It's shocking that when you go through the trucks,
yeah,
you don't find the tools that for our common sense we believe they should have, mm-hmm. right? A device that allow them to perform remote inflation, the bead breakers, more than one hydraulic pump.
Yeah.
So it's shocking. You wouldn't believe, but you're asking me if sometimes they don't have the tools, or some tools. Sometimes they have no tools.
No tools. So why not have Klinge set the standard? and say, this is Klinge's standard for tools in a truck?
We do have for instance, a list of the standard tools that we need to perform the training. Obviously, we can't do training without the tools.
Yeah.
But very often, the people in management, they know that they bought tools 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And then you ask them the question, you send them the list, and they say, yes, I just bought, the whole set. And then when you arrive to the place, probably the technician didn't have any training, and he already broke the tool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reality. And many times technicians, they don't want to report it because they don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons. But we don't have a lot of authority to make things mandatory. We can do the recommendations.
Just a recommendation, right?
Yeah.
That's how I think it starts.
Yeah.
Is whoever is the leader in the industry, and that can be Klinge, is, hey, this is the standards that we set, right? For those who want to follow them, you can follow them. But here's an online publicized list. This is what should be inside an earth mover truck. This should be in a standard fleet truck. It can be public information. It's not intellectual property. And that's one of my biggest critiques of the industry is we all keep a lot of this like it's specialty intellectual property knowledge. Oh, I remember when bead breakers came out. People didn't talk about bead breakers, but you were using them in your truck to get it done, right? It shouldn't be intellectual property. It should be the standard in which the industry lives by and helps promote safety and improves for our customers.
Yeah, in this one, I don't fully agree with you, because if they go through the training or if they have the books,
Yeah.
right, the TIA books, in the book, they have an explanation of how to use every single tool.
Okay.
So for common sense, those are the tools they need to perform the job.
So you're saying the TIA has a book. It's it's online. It's free.
Oh no, it's not free. You have to be a subscriber, right? Yeah, you mean that they should have a tool list in their website?
I'm just saying somebody, if it's not going to be you, if it's not going to be TIA, it should be
Klinge.
somebody
Yeah.
that says, hey, these are things that you should have in your truck. How many technicians have access to that list?
You know what? It's an idea that we will definitely explore.
No,
We
I
have a
give you-
website. We could do something like that. Definitely.
I'll give you a perfect example,
Yeah,
Cesar.
yeah.
You know, I order most of the tools for our trucks. You know, when I started working with you closer 4 years ago, my techs never came to me and said, I'm missing this, I'm missing that. They just depended on me ordering the proper toolkits for the truck, which most truck, people supplying tools have a list, but that list is very incomplete. Working with you, now I know I need this, I need this, I need this to go on this job. And personally, I've learned a tremendous amount just working with you on what tools we need to outfit our trucks with. And it's nothing close to what we used to think it is.
Not even remotely
Yeah.
close. So look at cribbing as an example.
Yeah.
I mean, cribbing is a huge investment for a tire company, and there's no return on that. There's not a cribbing surcharge that a mine site absorbs, but it's not in a standard package out there. It was used by some of the best, some people who wanted it. But there's still a lot of 2x4s and a lot of railroad ties out there being used to hold up equipment. And until Klinge came along, it wasn't like, oh wow, this is the improvement that we need. This is what promotes safety.
No, it's definitely idea that we are going to explore as a company. I will put the idea up there, but I like it. We have a website. We could put a list there.
Yeah, there's guys in the UK. We have had them on the podcast from TNC Site Services, and they run 4 dozen hand trucks, crane trucks, and they have some really unique thoughts. But they have all of their standards publicized on their website, training practices, ISO methodologies, everything. And their position is, we need to make the industry better. We're going to share what we do, and not worry about someone's going to be more safe than me and take a customer from me. It's how do we improve as a whole?
Tell me about when you were a tire tech. Do you look back on a particular day and you go, I'm glad I'm still here because I didn't know? Or you did something. I mean, I know I have probably more than I can remember, but tell me about one of yours where you look back and go, man, I'm just really thankful I'm still here because I was a bonehead that day.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm a trainer, it's because I had those days, and I'm just lucky enough to be here and being able to share those stories with our technicians, right? Or with the techs. One of them is that I always share. I was working with a shuttle wagon, which is like a train, low profile. One night they called me at like at midnight, and it's winter. I'm not happy to go to do the service, but I drove 30 minutes and I swapped the tire. I grabbed my 55 tons jack stand, my 25 tons jack stand. It was a rear tire. I changed the tire, all good, went back home. 2 days after, same customer called me at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm not very happy again. It's winter, so. And I drive again 30 minutes. I get there, and now it's the front tire. So I'm not doing my risk assessment. I'm not thinking what I'm doing. I'm just going automatic. So I grab the same jackstand, and I start lifting the vehicle. I lift it. Set up the jackstand, lower the jack, lift again, share the weight. When I start sliding out under the vehicle, as soon as I stood up, the machine collapsed and went down.
Oh,
boom.
Wow.
Right there, right in the moment when I stood up. And I'm standing there thinking, what happened? I used the same jackstand that I used last week. It's a small machine. What happened? So I grab another jack. I had another jack, and I grabbed the cribbing, and I started lifting. And when I found it was my jack stand, it was 25 tons. It wasn't rated for a shuttle wagon, so it looks like a tackle when I grab it. So I wasn't using the proper tool for the job because I wasn't doing my risk assessment. I wasn't thinking what I was doing. I was just going automatic. So that's definitely one of the days that I can think of that could be it.
So I'm gonna make you tell one more story. We do a segment on the pod called Your Big Dog Energy, your BDE. And it's a moment in which you felt like you wanted to continue with this career, right? Something cool, something spectacular, maybe just something personally impactful for you that you went, yeah, I want to be a trainer.
A trainer.
Could be a trainer, could just be in the tire industry.
Being a trainer never was in my plans.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it happens. I accept the challenge, but it wasn't my plan. I never even imagined that I will be changing OTR tires.
Right. Even
less being a trainer, even less, traveling around the United States or some places in the world to do training. It wasn't my plan. That could be one. I think I have many moments where I think this is going to be my profession, just for the simple fact of knowing how to change tires and trying to do it properly every time. Gave me all these opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things. But if I think of when I used to be a tire technician, a moment that I used to love a lot is when I had my truck. I know I have a service in the morning.
Yeah.
And I know what I have to do. So one night prior, right, I will leave my truck loaded with the tires. I would put the O-rings that I know what I'm gonna need, the cribbing that I need, every single tool that I need, I have it prepared. And then in the morning, driving my truck to that place with my coffee and arriving there, parking my truck. Sometimes the sun is rising at that exactly moment when you are parking, right? You're starting your day, and you're starting your day just fine because you're about to do something that you are good at, and you know exactly what you're going to do. And then you finish that service and you feel that satisfaction
Yeah.
that you really, really know how to do this job and you enjoy it. And then you drive your way back to the shop, with that feeling of success or accomplishment.
Yeah.
I really like that moment.
I think that story will resonate with a lot of our listeners.
I got one more for you. To all the service techs that are out there watching or their managers, what do you think is the biggest risk that they take day in and day out that they really need to avoid?
I will say that definitely being distracted. Because if you're focused on what you're doing, you're going to do what you know you have to do. If you are distracted, you will think that being fast is the priority. You're going to be distracted, and you will forget why do you work, and everything starts from there. If you're distracted, you're not gonna look for the trajectory zone, not avoiding the trajectory zone. You're not gonna look for cribbing the vehicle properly or locking the articulation in a vehicle. Everything starts from there. If you are focused in what you're doing and why you do it, there is low probability that something could happen to you. I think that being distracted, and nowadays with these smartphones, we are constantly being distracted. Even you can start to do our work and for being thinking what you saw in social media, or waiting for news or receiving notifications on your phone. I don't know, any kind of distraction, it could be fatal. And nowadays it's very easy to get distracted. So I think being distracted is the higher one of the higher risks. Also, not being trained. Like, even if you are focused on what you're doing, but if you don't know how to manage the risks, then yeah, I think it's true.
Yep.
Not being trained, like you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
And if you know it, but you're distracted, then we have the same result.
Cesar, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really want to thank you and Klinge for what you guys do. I look forward to the day where there's another 999 of you. 998 because Roy's part of the team, so
Yeah.
we can't exclude him. So I look forward to that day. We need more.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
Right
very
on.
much for having me here.
Thanks,
It's
Cesar.
an honor.
Around the Bead podcast, tire talk for trucking, mining, agriculture, and more. Your home for fleet solutions, aiming to inform, pioneer, and entertain the tire world in connected industries. Sponsored by East Bay Tire, keeping essential industries moving forward.